Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is going to be my review for Agatha All Along TV show, and I really like the show. I was a big fan of the WandaVision show and the Agatha character. I thought Catherine Hahn did great, so I was pretty excited to go into the show, and I think that they did a really good job, very consistent. They stuck the landing, so I was very excited. I got my Agatha and my Billy Wiccan pin on to celebrate. I got the whole WandaVision pin set. It's really awesome. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and get into the Agatha All Along show. Alright, so the first episode was like this detective noir setting, and I liked it because it kind of just felt like another episode of WandaVision, like kind of was a great transition, like we're still into that TV type sitcom world. And we did get to see like what Billy's perspective of was during the interrogation scene, but I wish we could have maybe seen what like the other Westview, like what was the police officer guy seeing, when she was like coming in the police station, or what was the neighbor Herb seeing, if like the photos of the dead body were really just Mrs. Hart's lawn or whatever, flowers. So I kind of wish we would have maybe got to see a little bit more of the townsfolk characters. That would have been a lot of fun. But I liked the first episode, and the second episode I really liked, gathering all of these witches up. I really like, let's get the gang together type of things. So I thought that was fun. The whole mystery of who the teen was, it's been leaked, that he was going to be Billy Maximoff, aka Wiccan. I was really hoping that maybe he could have been Nicholas Scratch reincarnated somehow. I thought that could have been a cool twist, but no, he was Billy, like they all predicted. So, that's fine. I think the actor does a really good job in the role. I haven't watched him from the Heartstopper show, but I thought he did a good job here. Aubrey Plaza, I like her as an actress. I was curious what she was going to do here. She was kind of doing the crazy Aubrey Plaza characters that she does, but when she hit the subtlety and she really nailed it, I thought she was fantastic. I just wish we would have got to understand her character, the character of Death, a little bit more. Like clearly there was a history between Death and Agatha even before Agatha had Nicholas Scratch. So I kind of wish we would have maybe, because why else would Death be like, I'm here to take your son, but all I can give you is time, and give her the extra time if there wasn't already something there. And so clearly they knew each other. So I wish we would have maybe got that a little bit more. But I really liked all of the other witches that we got. So we got, the Potions Witch of Jennifer Hale. I've never seen that actress before, but I thought she did a really good job here. She was kind of like this influencer type and sort of had that attitude of kind of a little bit me first type of attitude. But she was there for them when they counted. But I did like that she was I didn't even try to save Alice. And then technically she kind of just let Mrs. Hart die. So, she sort of took responsibility, but she also didn't. And so I kind of liked her character. It's very different from the others. The clairvoyant witch, played by Patti LuPone, Lilia. She was really good, and I really liked her episode a lot, and how her story plays out, especially if you go back and watch the show, all of her little weird sayings, and you put them in order. I thought that was a really cool reveal. So I really liked her character, and that the reveal that she's the one that put the sigil on the teen. I didn't really like her explanation for why. I just knew you needed time. Wish there was maybe a little bit more of an urgency as to why she had to put the sigil on him then. But I really liked her. I really liked Alice a lot, and I was really sad that they killed her off. I did like, the scene where Death comes to get her, and we got kind of one more final send-off for Alice, and that she was a protector witch, and that she died protecting somebody. So that was really good, but I really liked her character. I wish we could have seen more, especially since, she said, she just got the curse lifted, and so I just wish we could have done more with Alice. I really liked Alice's character and her episode. And then Mrs. Hart, R.I.P. Mrs. Hart. I love Deborah Jo Rupp as in the WandaVision world. She does a great job at playing that sitcom character mom. I loved her in WandaVision. I really, really liked her here. So R.I.P. to Mrs. Hart, because she wasn't even a witch. And then, she's the one that said it. She's like, we're just under the street of Westview. And clearly that's where they were, because the road was not real. So I like that reveal that Billy's the one that created the road. and it's sort of taken influences from all of the, his movie history of witches in the past, or influenced in, or his posters in his bedroom, or what's in The Road, and so I kind of liked that reveal. And I like, that's kind of what told Agatha that he was not just, a goth teen, that he was something more. Like, she said, you and your mom have the same tell. Well, that's the tell, creating, these realistic realities. So I really liked the reveal that he's the one that created The Road. And then I like the reveal that Agatha and her son, Nicholas, are the one that came up with the song of The Witch's Road. And that is actually used to lure witches so that they can kill them, and then that's kind of why Nicholas died, because it seems like he didn't want to do that no more. And then that's, kind of probably what feeds into Agatha of, her sort of resentment and her hatred of herself, and why she doesn't want to move on from being a ghost, because she can't face her son and the things that she did. So I really liked all of that stuff. And then Agatha and death, well, Agatha dies, so she's a ghost now. I don't know how I feel about Agatha being a ghost. I don't really like the ghost look. I thought it was too astral projection type, like what we see in Doctor Strange. But I like the idea that Agatha's not dead, and we can kind of maybe possibly bring her back. So I do like that. And then, of course, Billy and Agatha, Ghost Agatha, are gonna go off and find Tommy, because a power that Billy has is to take Tommy's soul that somehow Wanda created and put it into the body of some kid that's dying in a river, just like Billy was able to put his body into William Kaplan. So, yeah, we're gonna get Tommy somehow. That's how we're gonna get Tommy. So we'll see how that happens. I doubt there's gonna be an Agatha All Along season 2. They might just off-screen find Tommy and then pop up in Young Avengers, or maybe it ties into Young Avengers. I don't know. Really have no idea where they're going to go with these characters. I have no idea where the MCU is going right now, and I would like to see these characters return. I really liked Billy's look in his Wiccan costume and his powers. I like that he has the potential for be really, really powerful, but he's still very novice at it. So it kind of dampers his powers a little bit. Like Wanda was just too powerful. And you kind of need to depower these characters a little bit more. So I kind of like that he's still just kind of learning. And that Agatha's going to be his little familiar mentor ghost witch. Which is kind of cool. But I have no idea where this character is going in the future. But I really did enjoy the show. I liked that most of the show was sort of episodic. Each episode was a witch trial, once they got to the road. And so I really liked that. And I loved the flashback episode of William Kaplan and the origin of Billy and everything. And then obviously I loved everything with Agatha and Nicholas. It kind of shows that there was something there in Agatha, and that's what Billy sees. Like he says, you're not bad either. And she says, you're the only one that thinks that. And that's because I think they have that sort of connection. Like he's almost her Nicholas Scratch. And so it's nice to see a different side of that. But then you got to remember, Agatha is evil. Like she did kill all of those witches with the song, So she is not a good person, Billy. But there is something there that she could be redeemed, possibly. Maybe. But anyway, I really enjoyed the show. Was it as good as WandaVision? Probably not, just because I think I just love the character of Wanda more. But was it better? And was it better than Miss Marvel? Also, maybe not, because I also love Miss Marvel more. But it is one of the best Disney Plus shows, I would say. This is a really good show that Disney needed a win for, because the last Disney Plus show was Secret Invasion, and that was absolutely terrible. And then, some of the other shows weren't very good. Or actually, Loki Season 2, right? Was that the last one? Loki Season 2 was actually pretty decent, but it also wasn't great. So I would say Agatha All Along is probably the third best of the live-action Disney Plus Marvel MCU shows. And I really enjoyed it. It's something I probably could watch again. And I think it does kind of fit in with the Halloween theme. So it's something you could watch every year for Halloween if you wanted to. So I do like that. And there's just a lot of really good stuff in here. And the Witch's Road song I really enjoyed. I think they kind of really overplayed it, like they doubled down on it, like too much. But it was good. It's a pretty good song. It's done by the musical writers that do the Frozen movies, and they did also Coco movie, and they did the music for WandaVision, the Lopez's, and so they're really, really talented. They know what they're doing, and so I really enjoyed the song in this as well. It's a little bit of a shame they didn't use the Agatha All Along theme song at all in this show, because the title of the show is Agatha All Along. It was Billy all along, really. I mean, he's the one that created the Witch's Road, so that's a little weird. And some of the other titles they floated around was, House of Harkness, Darkhold Diaries, Coven of Chaos. I think Coven of Chaos maybe would have fit the most. The Darkhold doesn't really play anything into the show. It's barely even seen or mentioned, so that was not one. House of Harkness, I like that title, but again, that doesn't really sound like what the show would have been. Coven of Chaos could have been interesting because it is a coven, and they do tend to die. So that could have been interesting style. But I mean, I like the title Agatha All Along. It's just kind of, they didn't even use the song though. So why is it titled Agatha All Along? But I guess it was Agatha All Along because she's the one that made up the Witch's Road song. So, that's kind of interesting. But again, I really enjoyed the show. So those are my thoughts on it. I really liked the characters. I really liked the TV structure. It felt more like a TV show than some of the Disney Plus shows. I think that's because the creator Jack Schaefer, who worked on WandaVision, knows how to do that. So that's another reason I think it was successful, is that it felt more like a TV show and it's building, but also felt the episodicness to it as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see where these characters go. I hope we get the return of Billy at some point again, and Agatha, work on that CGI ghost look, maybe bring her back to reality, I don't know. But yeah, are we going to get Death going in the future? Because again, I think there's a lot of unanswered questions with Death. And would Aubrey Plaza want to come back in the MCU for a larger role? I don't know. So a lot of questions still left hanging, but a lot of good stuff in the show. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That's my review. Thank you all for watching. And until next time, let's go down the Witch's Road. Bye.